Vinyl Talk, Vinyl Talk, Vinyl Talk with Tavis, with Tavis. Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Vinyl Talk with Tavis. And I'm Tavis. Well, I'm driving again. Hat looks pretty straight. You know, I enjoy this. I enjoy driving and talking to all of you. I don't think I'll be doing this every video because I want to show records. But while I'm driving this close to 45 minute commute to work, I thought I'd chat with you. So I'm still working on the classroom, doing things like that. Just came from some thrift stores to buy some plants and some electric outlets, things like that. Those electric extension cords. I went to Target and found out that Aretha Franklin's Amazing Grace movie is on DVD now. I was really happy to see that. I'm gonna get that. I didn't want to get it today because I got other money to spend for other things. You know what I'm saying? I think it was $17. But I'm talking to you today about the fact that in my classroom, we listen to all kinds of music in a variety of formats. Cassettes, CDs, records, voices, a cappella, you know, just singing songs. We play a variety of instruments, at least the instruments that we have. I'm trying to work on getting more. Ooh, the sun is extremely bright. Wow, okay. And so in the classroom I think it's a Crosley, one of those all-in-one record players. Is what I originally had when I first began collecting vinyl again. So I bought that to the classroom when I purchased that LP60 Audio-Technica, the Bluetooth one, and I have thoroughly enjoyed having that as a turntable. But since I've upgraded to the LP120X, I'm taking that LP60 to the classroom. And I had to think long and hard about that because I don't want to take the risk of it being broken. You know how you have children in the classroom and they may accidentally bump into it or whatever. So I think I have a solution. I have it. I'm going to place it by my desk on a very high filing cabinet. I have two filing cabinets placed together, and I think it'll fit just fine there and have my Bluetooth speaker there. I hope you all don't mind this glare. It's really something else. But yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing. In fact, that's what I am doing. So I bought a few records from home to play, and I think that's going to be a great thing to do. And what I have there already, that Crosley all-in-one with the cassette, turntable, CD, radio, all of that, I'm going to place that at in a lower place and have it just for like display, and maybe have the kids use it for good behavior. They'll put on earphones and play records or listen to their favorite CDs that I have on display. Or they can bring theirs from home and then they can listen to it while they're doing their work, one student at a time, you know. I think that's a great incentive, don't you? So those are my goals for today, to get that turntable placed on those filing cabinets and continue to work in the classroom. A lot of work to do, a lot of work. What else is happening? Hey, and don't forget to submit some video entries to my back to school contest. Just look at my previous videos and look for the back to school contest with Vinyl Talk with Tavis. You know, I just came from a thrift store, and I have noticed, just like we all have, there's always the same batch of records by the same artists. You can always expect some Andy Williams. You can always expect Anne Murray, some classical music, which I do enjoy, and sometimes I do buy if they're in good shape. You can always expect lots of Christmas music. Who else? Just you can always expect the same kind of artists in these thrift stores in the record sections. It's very rare that you'll find a Frank Sinatra album. You won't find a Count Basie. You won't find Duke Ellington. You won't find, it's just very rare. Now, the other day, I remember I went and I was speaking to the guy who was putting out the records. And I said, do you have anything you're putting out today? And he said, yeah, just hold on. I was waiting in expectation. The same thing. I'm not dogging these artists. I'm just saying that it's always the same. Christmas music, the Ray Conniff singers. I love Ray Conniff. I love that Christmas album. But, you know, elevator music, old classical music. I admire classical music, but sometimes it's good to see something like a Rick James or a Tina Marie or the Oh, you'll never find the Beatles in a thrift store. I've never seen a Beatles album at a thrift store. If you have, comment down below. I have never seen a Beatles album at a thrift store. I've never seen a Frank Sinatra. I've never seen Kiss. I've never witnessed that. Those things are either already bought very quickly, or no one is going to give those types of albums to a thrift store. That's something that they're going to keep for themselves. And I don't darn blame them. But sometimes you can come across some great things. I remember a few weeks ago I came across just a myriad of black gospel music. I was like, what is this? And I went back the next day and there were more. I'm like, this guy is just every day putting out little bits and pieces of music. He probably has a whole box of stuff and he doesn't want to put it all out at once. And I was mad. I'm like, why come this man won't put out everything that he has back there? What is he doing? I'm on my rant. Okay, yeah, you'll never find, if you all have found anything like a grail at a thrift store, let me know. Is it even possible? For me, it has. It was possible one time when I found all that gospel music. And what else did I find? I found a good Diana Ross album. Oh my heavens, you all, and I'm going to showcase this in the next video. I came across Julio Iglesias. Remember his album in 1984 called 1100 Bel Air Place? And he has that duet with Willie Nelson, To All the Girls I Loved Before. I think that was his first English singing album. And he has that duet with Diana Ross called All of You. I found that at the thrift store the other day. Okay, I guess you can find some good things. I just remembered. At first, I wasn't so interested in buying that record. I was like, okay. Just because it had Diana Ross, and you know I love that woman. I bought that record home, and I listened to it. I was enthralled with that album. From the first song, All of You with Diana Ross, to the last song. So he does, what's that song he did with the Beach Boys? The Beach Boys are doing the background vocals. Oh, it's killer. That album was killer. It is killer. Every song is nice. It's one of those albums that you listen to and you don't have to skip a single song. What is that person doing? Okay. I tell you, when you drive, you may see anything in these cities. I was thinking this guy was gonna jump off a bridge. Jesus Christ. Look, the city life. Oh my heavens. Anyway, Julio Iglesias. That scared me. The guy was on the bridge. But yeah, I think he was having trouble with his car. Always something. So that Julio Iglesias 1000 Bel Air Suite place, I forgot the title. Anyway, I know that that record was titled from a house he lived in that was once owned by Quincy Jones. What a great title of an album. Has nothing to do with the music. But yeah. Did you find out? Did you know that Julio Iglesias was recently in court because there was a son that he hasn't claimed to be his? And I think the court has ruled in favor that is his son. And this guy is like 39, 40. Julio Iglesias, he was a good-looking guy. He's a good-looking guy, y'all. So I'm speaking as a man. Yeah, I'm sure that guy, and I won't be surprised if him and Diana, because if you see that picture of all of you, of him and Diana, I tell you what, she was all up on that man in that picture. And do you remember the video of all of you? Am I talking to someone who knows what I'm talking about? All of you, your body and soul, every single love, I don't know the words. Million lyrics, I tell you. Lord have mercy. What? Okay, hold on. Oh, another strange driver. Wow. What else is going on? How are you all doing today? I'm having a great day. I am loving life. I'm putting every negative thought into subjection. I'm bringing down every negative thought. Have you had to do that? I don't know about you, but you have to. I think some people are just born with a positive outlook on life, and they just always exude positivity. And people say that I'm like that, but there's a purpose. I have to really put negative thoughts into subjection. I have to just acknowledge them and throw them away. I have to do that. There are so many things that I've done in life, so many positive things that I have decided to do, and I had to resist all the negative thoughts that came with that decision or those decisions. I had to let them go. I could go into lots of detail, but I tell you what, I mean, traveling abroad, making my own records, moving to another city, getting into relationships, breaking off relationships, not telling people my business. I mean, there are some things that you don't need to tell everybody because they'll bring their negativity into your world. And I'm like, you know what? I have enough negative thoughts in my mind already that I'm trying to dismiss, let alone dealing with your negativity. Okay, now we're getting on something different, totally different. I'm talking about negative thoughts. Combating, throwing away, dismissing negative thinking patterns. I find myself, even more so as I've gotten older, to really put negative thoughts in their place. Because as you get older, you begin to notice things about yourself that are not the same. And you you can, I think this is just for anybody. Not the fact that you're getting older. We all are getting older, but we have to learn to put our negative thoughts, capture them, and throw them away. I know there's a purpose for negativity. I mean, if let's say you're crossing a crowded street full of cars, I mean, the part of your brain says, listen, don't cross that street. But there's also a part of you that says, okay, it's safe to cross the street now. But just think, if you're a person who, even if the street is safe to cross, you still won't cross the street. I think that's the thinking pattern of a lot of people. Even though it's safe to do certain things and they have the right to do certain things, they choose not to do it because they're still in that fear mode. There are things in my life that I am still afraid to do because I know that there is anxiety attached to what that action would be or what that action would bring to me. And I don't want to face that anxiety. But I'm learning as I've gotten older. I think I've always been a late bloomer. I'm learning to just bypass that fear. That great quote that says, feel the fear and do it anyway. I've been seeing a lot of quotes like that lately. It's amazing to me how the way that I began to think, and if I make an effort to think a certain way, I'll begin to see or notice words on paper or Facebook posts, Instagram posts, or I'll talk to somebody and they'll say everything that affirms what I'm thinking. Like I saw a post last night about fear, and I've been really conquering even more so the fear of doing things. Now, there are things that I've done and people will say, Tavis, how in the world could you have done that? I'm like, well, I just did it. How could you do that? What? I'm like, well, I just did it. You did that? You traveled to there? You went to Belarus on a plane all by yourself? I'm like, yeah. I mean, the process of you having to get your passport and saving the money and you didn't know anybody and you just went? I said, well, when I got there, I knew the person that I was eventually going to see. But they said in the process of going there, I mean, you had to have these layovers and you were all by yourself. I said, well, I think it's great. So I've done some things that people even question, how could you have done that? But I have fears and anxiety in which I say or ask, how can they do that? I want to bypass all fear. I wish there was no fear. Just like these people who, not that kind of fear, not the fear in which people just shoot people. They have no fear of the consequence of their actions. Going into Walmart and shooting people because they're immigrants, or they think that they're illegals, or they're just doing crazy things. I mean, not that kind of fear. But there is a certain type of bravery that we must take on. I guess it's all about just do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Bravery is getting on the horse even though you're afraid. There's great quotes about fear and how to overcome it. And I've been really focusing on that. That's been my theme for the past few months. Fear is, it can really immobilize you. It can keep you from doing the things that you want to do with your life. And I teach that a lot in my class. I mean, kids will be afraid to take tests. I mean, literally, they'll be in tears because they don't want to take a test. I'll put a quiz, and many kids will get anxious. I'm like, listen, don't be anxious. Calm down. If you don't know the answer, move on to the next question. Don't just sit and ponder about a question for 5 minutes and the test is 15 minutes and you have 10 questions. Listen, just calm down. Answer what you can. If you can't, leave it blank. Come back to it later. I teach that. I integrate that in my classroom. You're fearful. You're anxious about something. Move on. Get over it. And then come back to it later. If it doesn't come to your mind, if the answer doesn't come, let it go. Know that you didn't know the answer and let it go. Fear. What do you all do to combat fear? And don't tell me you don't have fear. I mean, all of us have anxieties about something. I know it. It has to be out there. Many of us don't show it because you're like me or many people. You feel the fear and do it anyway. Maybe that's what you do. You do it anyway. Tavis, I have fear of many things, but I do it anyway. Wow. I've gotten off on a tangent, and this is Vinyl Talk with Tavis. Welcome to Fear Talk with Tavis. Everybody, I want you to have a wonderful day. Listen to great music. Enjoy life. Hang tough with your friends. Be victorious in all that you do. And, as always, with music, be inspired and stay inspired.